Persecution is described as a mistreatment of a person or group, especially because of their religious or political belief or their race. Down through the centuries, people who walk with God have paid a high price for their choice to follow Jesus Christ uncompromisingly. Persecution, in whatever form it comes, is unpleasant and undesirable.
Well, I think there are a lot of people being persecuted in different ways.
Jesus said that was always going to happen.
From its very first days, it's been persecuted. It wasn't really liked in the early days, you know what they did to Christ.
He was persecuted. So as people who follow Jesus, we will be persecuted.
If the disciple is not bigger than his master, as Jesus said, that means then if he faced persecution, if he suffered, we won't be able to avoid it, you see.
There is a lot of opposition in our society, people who want to ridicule the Christian life.
Perhaps why the church is being persecuted, the church has always been persecuted.
God allows persecution to take place, not because he's causing it, but sometimes it's the only way he can wake up the church to return to a place of real obedience and holy living.
The true church has often been on the fringes, on the outside.
Under persecution, church is growing a lot, you see. For example, today, a church is under strong persecution. In Muslim countries, lots of Muslim countries, people die because they declare they are Christians.
Jesus already told us that in this world, we will face tribulation.
That the world would hate you.
But we should be of good courage because it's with us.
They are not persecution anymore in developed countries, you see. The main challenge is not how to die, but how to live. Really live for Christ, you see.
We need to rediscover what the church is. We need to rediscover the mission of the church.
If under persecution you are called to die, the flip side of the same coin would be how to live for Christ, you see.
If we are united, we can overcome every persecution.
When persecution is stronger, the church is much more united, much stronger. They become more aware of their dependability on God himself, on his protection.
We are a reflection of the kingdom of God on earth. That's why Jesus left us here to continue the work.
So if you want to really live for Christ in a free country, to live for him, not necessarily how to die for him, which is quite the same thing, the flip side of the same thing.
How shall we use freedom and democracy for the sake of those who do not have it? The freedom you have must also be the freedom for those who are prisoned for Christ. The democracy you are enjoying should also be the democracy for those who are under oppression. So, the story of the persecuted church is not a story of a defeated church, but it's a story of a victorious one.